Why, hello there. I've been expecting you. That intro was just so that you could see the back of my hair because it's kind of fabulous today. Thanks to my hairstylist, Amber Taguchi. She's amazing. I know you didn't come here just to see what hairstyle I'd be rocking today. You actually came here to perhaps listen to a snippet of a song and hear my thoughts on a book. Because this is BookTube after all. So, to all my fellow BookTube lovers, welcome back to BookTube with Jenny Lewis. It's been a week. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, I'm returning with not a bang, but a book that was a drain. However, before I dive into this week's book, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Thank you, friends. I actually was really excited about this next book from Reedsy that I chose to read and review, titled To All That Speak by Brandon Wolfe, the ultimate guide to building the most updated existence awareness. What intrigued me was the cover. I found it rather compelling. I also liked just a tidbit that I was able to read all about it with the back cover copy and such, where it talked about lung puffs. Now, for me as a Christian, I dive into my expectation of seeing this visualization of a crown on top of lungs, and speaking of lung puffs and the air we breathe, the words that we speak, the things that we push out of our minds and out of our lungs, through our mouths, past our tongues, and speak into existence. I was hoping for one thing, and I got the complete opposite of my hopes. My hopes, in fact, were dashed. For those of you on YouTube who follow me expecting to be steered in the right direction towards all things good, I'm going to let you know that this book, To All That Speak, it's really not for all of us. No. So for those who want to be taught all things good and want to feel good when you're done reading what you ingest, this book is a hard stop. I rate this book a 1 star. I rarely ever do that. This book, for me, for those who follow me, for my audience in particular, this book is unhealthy to ingest. Now, for those that follow me on Reedsy, I've actually rated this book as a 2 star, saying that it's not for me. The reason I upped it on Reedsy is because that's a far more eclectic audience than the audience that is following me here in this niche feature of YouTube. And so on Reedsy, I rated it as a 2 star to be somewhat more fair and balanced, and that the book simply is not for me, and this is the truth. This book goes against my belief system. It doesn't enlighten me. Now, the author might think that I'm just too hardcore into what I believe, and perhaps I'm suffering from some mental illness and my extremism with my religious points of view, that I'm not allowing myself to think outside the boxes that I've given myself to live within, and that I need to broaden my horizons and become more woke. Although the way that I use woke, he would say, is probably wrong, and that in his own estimation, to be completely awake is impossible. If I'm, say, right-leaning, then his book is very left-leaning. But of course, for him, there are no such things as politics. There is no such thing as a tree or a dog. Everything just is, because all of the words we speak or write are all just gobbledygook. It's all just made up. Instead, everything just is. So there are no borders, there are no flags, there are no defining lines for anything. So everything just is. Now, for this author, Brandon Wolfe, well, it gives him peace. He threw his Bible in the garbage, and he's at peace with that. He threw his Bible away and hasn't seen any ramifications from his actions. He's chosen to turn his back. He's one that has seemingly fallen away, as the Bible would say. Now, for the author, he would say that I'm missing the point. I'm missing the boat. I haven't caught on just yet. Perhaps I'm not ready for his book, ready for the things that he's unearthed and the enlightenment that he's attempting to bestow upon me or you as the reader. That I am just not ready, and I need to circle back, read through his book again until I'm accepting of the words that are there, accepting of the fact that everything's made up, everything just is. And once we can come to that basic understanding, that then we can enter into a conversation. Now, his arguments aren't all bad. When everything just is and there's no dividing lines, well, then I suppose we should all just be able to get along because there's no right or wrong. Everything just is. Now, perhaps this book is just over my head. Perhaps I am too set in my ways. But for me, this type of book is actually dangerous. This type of book, to me, incites chaos. For me personally, my belief in Jesus and the faith that I have has always been a foundation for me to stand upon that brings me peace. I have personally witnessed too many miracles that I have personally seen, ones done within my own life and upon my own body, for me to not believe in God as the creator, to not believe not in a wizard in the sky, Brandon Wolfe, but to believe in God, the King of all kings, the Lord of all lords, the Almighty One. I give this book 2 stars over on Readsy, as I said, to try to be fair, just letting the people there know it is not for me. I found the book cover copy, the book jacket, to be actually, enthralling, thrilling. I found it to be exciting. I found it to be enticing. I wanted to read the book based on the illustration on the front cover, based on the thought of lun puffs, even based on the thought of words being made up. As a writer and author myself, of course, I know that words can be made up. I love language. I like words and their meanings. But then to dive into the book and to see that, okay, not only does the author think and understand that all words are made up, but everything's just made up. And everything isn't what it appears to be. Everything instead just is. And I think all of that is a fallacy. To include him making fun of politicians and saying from the neck up, they may have it together, but from the neck down, they're just primates because we're related to apes after all. I call tomfoolery. I think it is all just gobbledygook. And yes, perhaps those are made up words too, but words that I enjoy using because they make me smile. Another reason I also say to skip this particular book because there's also foul language where, of course, this author would say, hey, you say it's a bad word. It's really nothing. It's just made up words, and we've decided it's a bad word. But nope, it's just lun puffs. Again, Brandon Wolfe, I don't agree. And so I tell my audience here, this book is not good for you. Do not ingest it. Please skip it. Don't read it. Not worth your time. It's not a book that's calling bad good and saying that good is bad, but it's on that precipice. It's dancing with the devil. That's the way I view this book. I ask you to please skip this book and do not pick it up for yourself. So much so that I'm not even going to provide a link to it in my description. Instead, I'm going to leave you with this song, and I hope that you join in worshiping God above. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm desperate for you. And I'm lost without you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. May your week ahead be blessed. Until next time, friends.